do an update for Avatar: The Way of Water. Multiple outlets reporting that it is not living up to its box office expectations. It just isn't performing that hot. However, one thing that this movie does have that might change things for it is the Christmas weekend, which is next weekend, and the fact that there's really not much to stand up against this movie at the box office. I was watching a video from the YouTuber Valiant Renegade where he was going over this, and he points out that it could perform with legs that the same legs that Top Gun Maverick had. And if that happens, the movie could make 1.5 million or billion, according to him, which is a little bit under the $2 billion bet. However, it's still pretty good. That is a lot better than 900 million. We'll see. All of the bets for this movie are on next weekend. If this movie performs incredibly well for Christmas, things could turn around. And then it, of course, would have to keep doing well in the weeks after that. Will it do that, though? That's the real question. So, first weekend, that's done. I think we have about $400 million as of right now. And while that's a good opening weekend, it's different for this movie because of the bloat the budget is. The bloated budget for this movie is a problem. They really should have tightened that up. How the hell anyone approves a movie that needs billions of dollars to succeed, to me, is asinine and just incredibly stupid. It's bad business because odds are this movie won't hit that, but it could. I don't want to say 100% that it's not going to make it because it certainly could make the money. Because what else is coming out in the theaters for the next month? January is usually a month where movies go to die. There's not really much in the box office in January, but this will still be there. So there is a chance that it could make money. It's all going to depend on Christmas, the second weekend, and how this movie performs over the Christmas holiday is incredibly important for it. But as of right now, it's not looking really good. Avatar 2 isn't living up to box office expectations on its opening weekend. Disney cut its forecast from above 150 million to between 130 and 150 million. But word of mouth and positive reviews could fuel the film to become a longer-term hit. And it absolutely could. It absolutely could. The positive ratings on Rotten Tomatoes and other websites show that people do like this movie. And I'm not talking about the critics. I'm talking about audience scores. Audiences seem to like it. I've heard good things about it. I've heard a couple bad things, but I've heard more people say good things about it than bad things. Deadline reporting. Avatar: The Way of Water opens to 134 million. Why Pic's box office fate will be determined through the holidays. Sunday AM update. This is the domestic box office. Just want to point that out. It made quite a bit of money in the overseas markets, particularly because it has China. That will help. China, though, only pulling in about 25 million. I don't know if that's everything because I think that was just like a Friday number. So I'm not sure what all of the money total for China is just yet. 20th Century Studio Disney's Avatar: The Way of Water is coming in close to where we told you last night, 44.5 million for Saturday and an opening weekend of 134 million. The global 435 million start of Avatar 2 puts Disney very close to notching the 4 billion mark worldwide for the year. 4 billion. Is that for everything that they've done, though? I think that's all of their movies. Despite Avatar: The Way of Water missing its 150, 175 million projections, rival distribution sources and exhibition aren't bothered, nor do they believe that the sky is falling for cinema, particularly for a movie that cost, according to sources, not Disney, at about around 460 million before P&A. When it comes to the ultimate fate of Avatar 2, which was propped greatly by IMAX, PLF, and premium 3D ticket sales, this weekend at 62%. We have to play the long game. Factor in that 20% of the sequel's pre-sales are for showtimes beyond this weekend. Normally, for an average Marvel movie, their pre-sales stand at 5% beyond opening weekend. Each day from Monday through New Year's weekend, it's like a Saturday at the box office. Media outlets at the time of Titanic and Avatar's play immediately declared them bombs before they respectively became the highest-grossing movies of all time, the former before the latter. And I think there's some good points here. So it could bounce back. There's a possibility for that. A lot of people rooting for this movie's success, particularly because I hear that it's not that woke. There's not really much woke stuff on it. A lot of people enjoy the family dynamic of it. I'm just really curious to where this movie ends up. That's all I have to say about the movie. I want to know how the box office plays out for this movie because it's such a gamble. If it does not pull in more than it was, if it's not a successful movie, it's going to be disastrous for Disney, who had to front up the cost for it because they absorbed Fox. Like, this is a big gamble. And you're talking about billions of dollars here. It needs to pull in. It needs to be in the top 5 of all time for it to be successful. So, that's a big gamble. It's a big risk. Is that going to pay off? Now, a lot of outlets reporting that it could. And I agree, it could. Only time will tell. Avatar: The Way of Water splashes out with $435 million global opening. China lower than expected. International box office. So the highly anticipated sequel to James Cameron's Avatar has finished its weekend with a $434.5 million global bow. Of that, $300.5 comes from the international box office. It's making money overseas. The worldwide opening reps the third highest global weekend posted by any Hollywood film during the pandemic era, just behind Doctor Strange 2's $442 million, as well as the second highest global opening of 2022 to date. It is also estimated that the opening weekend for Avatar: The Way of Water is 82% ahead of Top Gun: Maverick, 78% ahead of Avatar, the first Avatar. I was reading that it was behind the first Avatar before. But I think can you really say that without taking a look at inflation? 42% ahead of Jurassic World Dominion and 24% behind last year's holiday release of Spider-Man No Way Home. This is what really has me curious. So Spider-Man No Way Home is a juggernaut. Like, if it's behind that, is it really going to make that money? Get this one, Avatar 2 opens to $134 million behind expectations, but still sizable. So this is what all of the outlets are reporting today. Whether or not it reaches that money that it needs to make, that's all going to depend on how the legs for the movie perform. How long can this movie run in the theaters? How many times are people going to go see it? Will you go see it again and again and again? They need to go see it like 3 or 4 times. We'll see. Reports today sound better than they have for the past 2 days where it was all doom and gloom. Sounds like it could bounce back. The main theme that I got from reading all of these articles was all bets on Christmas. If it does well during Christmas, the movie could bounce back. If it does bad at Christmas, that'd be about it for this movie. And then you're looking at like Doctor Strange projections. So we shall see. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think the movie bounces back? Do you think it makes the money it needs to make? Let me know. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Also, check out my Rumble and my locals, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.